Welcome back for session 3 of uROk Coach in a Box, where I am Sari Mustonen-Kirk and I'll be coaching you by video through the group worldwide uROk 33-day challenge. So we're working through our pre-work exercises at the moment, and we've covered the introduction, the first step of EIR being examine, and today we're covering step 2 being imagine. And imagine's probably my favourite step because it's the step where we want to chuck out all those fears, doubts, limitations, all of those negatives and illusions about how small we are. We want to get rid of all of those things, and we want to go blue skying to see what our ideal version of our lives could be like. So this is the Dream Your Life part of Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream. Before we get started though, if you do feel that you've got a bit of baggage that's going to get in the way, and using the uROk trigger that we discussed last time isn't working for you quite so well yet as you're practicing, you might want to go and have a listen to one of the podcasts that I've cut. You can get them at uROk.tv. You can also get them on my Facebook profile, on the Facebook group, on podomatic.com and on iTunes. So they're pretty much available everywhere. It's Sari Kirk is the name, uROk Dream Your Life, Live Your Dream podcasts. And there's one called Mantras for Managing Change, or Mantras for Effective Change. What makes us happy and how we can use our capacity for visualization to propel us forward into the life of our dreams. So the subconscious mind is a bit of a funny thing. It doesn't really care where its stimulus comes from, which means that if you're going to idly and without control allow any stimulus to come into your subconscious mind, you may well find that you're drifting along in life in directions that you really didn't want to go in. So first we want to find some of the right food to put into our subconscious mind, and we'll be talking about that in a little while with this guided visualization CD. But what makes us happy? Well, a lot of us discover in our journeys through life that, especially as we're kids, we think it's stuff that makes us happy, and we want more stuff, and we want more, to accumulate more material goods and to look good in front of our friends. But all of us reach a point at some point in time where we realise that all of that stuff is not really what's making us happy, but what makes us happy is how we feel. How we feel when we wake up in the morning, how we feel when we go to bed, how we feel when we're spending the time we're spending with all of the important people in our lives. So, we're going to have a look today at designing your life movie, and it starts on page 22, and you've got some things to answer on page 24 and 25. But essentially what we're doing with the life movie is we're putting you squarely in the seat of hero. So no more thinking of yourselves as anything less than the absolute hero in the best blockbuster movie you've ever seen. Now, as you know, in some really good movies, the hero in the beginning has to overcome some terrible hardships in order to go on to their greatest heights. So when you're thinking about your past, please write down your past in the frame of mind of you as the director and writer, writing about you as the hero, not in terms of what failures and what mistakes and all those terrible things that happened in your past. Think about, if there was anything negative like that, think about the valuable lessons you've learned and the things that have made you the person you are today that enables you to go on to greater heights. Then when you get to the present, again, try not to focus on any of the negatives. I know that there's a lot of people in pain at the moment, and there's a lot of people experiencing financial hardships and all kinds of other stuff. But try to see the present, this gift that we've got, this moment of now, as containing only stepping stones to your future. No more stumbling around, no more obstacles. They're all stepping stones marching you straight into that magnificent future. And of course, when you get to the section on the future, this is where I want you to think about your ideal you. Not even your best you, but your ideal you, the very you that you know is lurking somewhere in there. How is that you going to spend the rest of their days? And that's what I want you to do with the future. So once you've completed the life movie, then next we'll be talking about meeting the real you. real you. Who is the real you? We're going to uncover those layers of the onion as we move through, and the next part of Imagine, which I'm going to actually do in 2 videos because it's quite lengthy, will be where we start to really flesh out the ideal you in each of those segments. But for the moment, we're going to talk about your life vision, and then we're going to move into life purpose. So we'll talk big picture first. What I need you to go and do now is go and listen to your guided visualization CD, however. So I can wait here for you if you like, and you pop off. Half an hour is all you need, somewhere quiet. You can be sitting up or lying down. Don't worry too much if you only get to see the colours in the body relaxation. Don't worry if you fall asleep. Whatever happens to you is exactly what needs to happen to you now. Okay, so how did you find that guided visualization? As I said, if you fell asleep, it doesn't matter. A lot of people fall asleep at green, so I hear. However, once you do practice it a little bit more, you'll get used to it. And quite frankly, if you fall asleep, maybe that's what your body needs right now. So on page 27, it asks you to redefine that life movie that we created earlier, and then to answer those questions about which of the values it hit. So refer back to pages 13 and 14 where you identified those values, and then come back and answer that last question on page 27. Okay, so now that we've got a picture of our ideal life, and you can take that exercise a step further, and I do this with my clients, is actually having a look at an ideal day. So on page 30 and 31, I give you some examples of some statements that you might like to have a look at to decide what your personal purpose might be. Now, you may already have a burning personal purpose, which is fantastic, and then we can build on that from there. However, if you don't know what your personal purpose is, or you've only got a tiny inkling about what it might be, don't stress out. Your personal purpose for this moment might be to find out or re-clarify exactly what your purpose is. So on page 31, there's a list of word cues there. Have a look down those word cues, and they're only there to they're designed to get you thinking. So please don't feel you need to use those words, and have a go at writing your personal purpose, your overriding why for your whole life. Why do you think you're here? What would you like to achieve? Personal purpose can be as big or as small as you care to make it for right now. Next session, we'll be covering the wheel ideals, and that's when we'll start fleshing out each of these segments in preparation for your day one blueprint. We're going to stay in that blue sky space of visualising our ideal you in every segment, and that's coming up starting from page 33, and we'll be answering the questions on 37, but that's for session, let me see, 4. So I'll see you next time for session 4. I'm Sari Mustonen-Kirk, and you, well, you know it already, uROk. See you later.